At the very least, like the bare minimum, I would say, is parents need to be at least somewhat informed about what's going on in the youth ministry or your church.
Yeah.
So like they need to be able to know maybe what you're studying, at least in a general
Yeah.
way, like
Yeah.
what
Hmm.
series you're going with right now. So
Yeah.
it might not be as intense as like students have a parent take home sheet every week, but
Right.
it might be, hey, we're studying the Sermon on the Mount this semester. Um, or it might be a follow-up email or something that says, this is what we studied tonight. Here's some possible follow-up questions for you. So I think them knowing what's going on in the teaching might help them reinforce or ask questions about what's getting taught. And
For sure.
I know that when my youth ministry kids come home to their parents and their parents just ask a very general question,
Yeah.
what did you learn tonight? They're all pretty much going to just be like, oh, we talked about, and they're going to give something super vague and not really give anything
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
helpful. And
Right.
so
Right.
something that's a little bit further than that, or at least like them have a sort of an idea of what you were talking about. That could be really helpful.
For sure.
Um, and then knowing who your kids' parents are,
Yeah.
like the
Mm.
size of your youth ministry changes that. But I think that the smaller it is, the more possible it is for you to be able to know more of your kids' parents.
Yeah.
So that's helpful. Yeah, and I think also just making it known somewhere that you are available to the parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so like when I have a new family that comes, I'm usually going to have a phone call with them just to introduce myself and tell them a little bit about what we have going on youth ministry wise. And but one of the things I'm always going to include in that conversation is I want you to know that like I'm here for you just as much as I'm here for your child. And I'm very happy, eager, available, willing to get together and meet and talk about, or if your child ever is having a negative experience in the youth group or is having some kind of trouble that would help me know how to pray for them or something like that. So just kind of really verbalizing your availability, I think is helpful.